You ever have one of those days where the world just lines up to laugh in your face and you just have to stand there and take it because you know something they don't? That was me, Sarah Lee, standing at the Greystone military base checkpoint, with my hair slipping loose from a ponytail, the sun just barely up, and a line of junior soldiers eager for a show. My ID was so battered a lieutenant named Dylan actually held it up and cracked. "You call this military ID? What did you do, glue it together?" His little sidekick piped in with some James Bond jab and the others laughed. Yeah, that happened. The kind of laughter that sticks to your skin. But I didn't even blink. I just told them, "Go ahead, scan it." You know what I mean? I'd been down this road before, written off by people who couldn't see past the surface. I could smell their coffee, hear the radio's boots shuffling the bass alive with noise, but around me it all faded. Dylan, so sure of himself, slid my card into the scanner, probably thinking it would spit it right back out. Instead, the whole thing froze. Lights flashed, alarms blared, and up popped this symbol no one recognized. A serpent curled around a compass. Phantom 03. That's what the system said. I saw the color drain from Dylan's face so fast I thought he'd faint. Suddenly the crowd that was just laughing went dead silent. They didn't get it, but I did. When you see a symbol like that one you thought was wiped out of the system 7 years ago, things just changed. Healer, the captain with the buzz cut, pushed through, acting like he owned the place. Anyone with ghost clearance wouldn't be applying to shelf records, he snarked, looking me up and down. The laughter picked up again, but this time it was hollow hungry, like they needed it to steady themselves. I didn't flinch. I just stared at him, let my silence hang in the air until he handed my ID back. Then I pressed my thumb to the serpent, just a soft blue light, but it was enough to make every jaw in that place drop. The scanner announced retinal locked access pending. Suddenly all the posturing in the world didn't mean a thing. Then Randall showed up, big guy, red-faced voice like thunder demanded to know what was going on. He tried to slam my ID away, barked at his soldiers to detain me. Just another wannabe playing dress-up. He didn't get it either. I looked him in the eye and said I expected more intelligence from this base. Not loud, just sharp enough to make him freeze, just a second uncertain. And then right on cue, every screen on the base blared out, "Override activated. Subject Aero 3 authorized." The doors clicked open. Every monitor welcomed Phantom 03. The soldiers let go of me like I was a live wire. Randall finally understood. You're one of the final 3, he whispered. But no one could quite meet my eyes now. The rookie standing in the back mumbled, "Maybe she's just propaganda? A morale stunt." So I looked at them, said, "If I didn't survive, who exactly is standing in front of you? I could see it land." Their bravado just drained out of them. That's when General Graham appeared. He was older with those kind of eyes you only get from seeing too much. He took off his cap and nodded just once. "Phantom 3. Last time we got your signal, it was the frozen border. If it weren't for you, Z9 would have been wiped from the map." He made sure everyone in that room knew exactly who I was, that I wasn't just some relic. I was the reason any of them still had a base to defend. You could have heard a pin drop. Dylan clung to his coffee like it might save him. Randall tried to disappear into his uniform. I didn't let it rattle me. I'd had years to get used to this weight. It didn't mean the chatter stopped. All morning the rumors spread like wildfire. Some said I was a myth. Others swore I was just a tech, maybe some system glitch. In the records room, I found a stack of files waiting for me. The woman at the desk, Mara, barely looked up. "You the new clerk? Start there. Don't mess it up." I just nodded, started reading, let my hands settle into the old rhythm. It's funny, people think the worst part of coming back from the dead is the stares or the whispers, but it's actually the memories, the faces in the files. One photo caught me, a young man's scar above his eye circled in red. Saw the same face on the checkpoint wall. I let myself feel it just a second, then moved on. Mara kept muttering about newbies tapping her keyboard, but I just kept working. Jenkins, the maintenance guy, popped in, cracked a joke about my pouch looking like something his kid made in shop class, but I let it slide. Sweep the floor, Jenkins. That's what you're here for. The whole room went quiet, and for the first time all day, I felt the power shift. Lunch rolled around, rumors running wild outside. Some of the young guys in the mess hall were making up wild stories. Heard she took out a whole squad. Heard she's just a file clerk with a fancy badge. The older soldiers, though, the ones who knew about the serpent symbol, gripped their mugs a little tighter. They knew. Back at the checkpoint, Dylan was stuck on desk duty. Healer was keeping his head down for once, and the memo with my symbol was already locked in a safe, but not before someone snapped a photo. Around noon, I found a file stamped Decommissioned Velvet Phantom. Names, dates, almost all marked KIA. The same name circled in red. That weight pressed on me, but I didn't let it show. Mara came back, cigarette dangling from her lips, demanded if I was done yet. I kept my head down, kept working. But the base couldn't ignore me anymore. The radio on Mara's desk crackled to life. Operative 03 has been verified. Any obstruction will result in immediate disciplinary action. Mara froze mug halfway to her mouth. The clerks looked at me like I'd grown a second head. You're really her? Mara whispered, but I just kept working, letting the silence answer for me. By afternoon, it was chaos. Healer's video was all over X. His sponsors dropped him in hours. Randall was sent packing, his nameplate ripped off the door. The rookies, those cocky kids, were shipped to night shift so fast their heads spun. Me, I stayed right there working the files, keeping my calm. If anyone had asked, I'd have told them you don't earn respect by shouting for it. There was this moment near the end of my shift. I was alone again, and I let myself pull out an old photo. Edges, soft faces, serious helicopter in the background. That same scarred face, circled. I let myself feel it soften, then harden again. The door opened and he walked in. My husband. No uniform, no ring. Just the quiet kind of man who can command a room with a glance. You didn't have to come here, he said, steady as ever. I did, I replied. No apology. He nodded. Mara, just coming back in, recognized him by the way the room changed. He looked at the file, said, they'll figure it out soon enough. Let them, I told him. My voice didn't shake. And then a young officer burst in with a tablet. Agent Lee, we found a sealed transmission from 2018 addressed to you. He played it. Phantom 03, this is command. Your actions save Z9. We owe you everything. Mara's mug crashed to the floor. The other clerk stared. Me? I just nodded. Let my fingers brush my pouch. I heard it the first time I said. By sundown, the base was a different place. Soldiers kept their voices down in the halls, eyes darting toward the records room. Dylan was already forgotten. Healer's career was over. His face splashed across every screen. Randall's office was empty, the rookie's swagger replaced by silence. Nobody said my name, but they knew. I wasn't a clerk, wasn't a fraud. I was something else. I left that night the same way I'd come, in pouch under my arm. Husband beside me, the scanner beeping as the serpent flashed one last time. We walked out under the dusk, our shadows long on the ground. The world had always tried to tell me who I was by what they saw. Plain clothes, quiet voice, battered ID. But I never let them decide my worth. I carried the weight because I chose to walk through their doubt, their laughter, their judgment, and came out whole, not because I fought the loudest, but because I stood my ground. You've been there, right? Standing in front of the world, letting them laugh, letting them think they know you. But you keep going because your truth isn't up for debate. So where are you watching from? Leave a comment, share your story. Tell me, what does justice mean to you when the world gets it wrong?